Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Rosa. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpie. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll see a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. So for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. So I'm going to go for I want to say a flamenco pose, but not really a flamenco pose. More of just a dance dramatic pose, I guess, you know? I mean, I guess you can call it flamenco, but she's not dancing, so no way to really call it flamenco. Let's see, that leg came out too short, so I need to extend this one out. Like that. There we go. And I guess kind of the nice thing too is that some of it is going to be covered up, so we don't really have to draw all the details, you know? Just most of them. Have any of you ever seen flamenco dancing? It is wonderful. Okay, so I'm actually getting too distracted by the details, and I need to get to the rest of the pose. I tell you guys this all the time. Don't do what I'm just doing right now. And then I end up doing it, right? Okay, so let me stop there. Let me get back to my sketch, make sure I'm in the right place or where I want to be. Okay, not bad, not bad. And let's see. You know what? I'm going for something here I haven't done before. I'm going to go for a very dramatic. Let's see if I can draw it. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So our hands bent like that, and with thumb like this. Let's see. I'm looking at my reflection in my screen to try to get this pose down. I think that'll work. Yeah, so I'm just going for like a dramatic, like hand on the head. I don't know what you would call this. A part of her dance pose, I guess. I don't know. But look, I know what I'm going for. I know what I like. I know what I'm trying to do. I'm not good with words. I'm never good with words. So that's why I draw, you know? Okay, and some of this detail I'm not gonna ink in either, just so you know. So like her brassiere here, that's all lacy and whatnot. I'm gonna do a lot of that with color. So not all of that is gonna have to be drawn. Now, some of this is kind of poofy, like her shoulders apparently, and so I'm gonna have to do some stuff. But like I said, not everything. This is not bad. I like what I did here. Okay, I'm gonna work with that. I need a rose over here. And now let me do, oh, you know what? Again, let me make sure I got this pose right. I got this shoulder up. Like this. All right, And let's see. Ooh, and this is a new one I'm going to try too. Let's see if I can pull this off. I'm going to do a dramatic hand over here as well. Let's see. Let's see, I'm going to have these fingers down. This finger down. This one, but I'm going to have the pinky. See if I can do this out. Let's see how well I can pull this off. Yeah, for a sketch, it's not bad. Whether I can pull it off for a drawing, that's a different story. But a story I'm going to love to tell and figure out. So let's see what we can do here. All right, I think that'll work. Yeah, thin that up a little bit more. Bring this in like that. Yeah. I'm going to have to erase a lot of these lines because I'm going really thick to try to capture what I want to capture. Let me try to sketch out a little bit of her dress here because it's kind of got these cool layers to it that I don't want to mess up. Yeah, something like that, Okay, all right. Another one over here. Something like that. And this is going to come down. Try to find a good picture of it. Let's see, there's 1, 2, and then this third one. Yeah, this third one I'll make the ruffly fun. Or the flippity flamp, which is going around in the flippity flamp floption. Okay. Alright, so then this one is going to go up like that. This one will go like this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I can live with that. Very happy with that. Okay, so now... Oh, okay, so here's something else I was going to point out too. I'm not going to do the face. Hear me out though. What I mean by that is I'm going to draw the face. I'm going to draw the details of the face. But the color is going to take care of the rest of it. So I'm not going to draw the Dia de los Muertos details, the face, the paint job, I guess is what we're going to call it, because that should be taken care of with color. You know, it would look horrible if I didn't. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so let me add just a few details to the face to give us something to draw and to make sure I've got it in the right spots. There's some lips like that, a little bit low. Let me wrangle that in. All right, yeah, there we go. I can live with that. So I say, well, let me erase some of these lines. Ooh, look how big that hand is. Let me try to redo that. I was happy with it, but it's super big. So let me try to bring it in just a little bit. Just a little. Something like that. And pinky in like that. Yeah, much better. Okay, I can make that work. I have to make it work, right? Okay, so I'm going to erase some of these lines just so it's not so dark. If you're working with pencils, go for it. You keep going. But because I'm switching over to Sharpie, I need to erase some of these lines so they don't stand out over the Sharpie. You know, I want the Sharpie to stand out, not the pencil ones. Okay. And some are fine because I need to see what I'm doing. I need some guidance. I need a little bit of structure. So I have a bit of a ghost. Okay. All right. So here we go. And usually I make my own ghost with my special computer, but I don't need to do that this time. Let's welcome all the Sharpies. all the skippers that are going to jump to the Sharpie section. They skip to this section. Let's welcome them real quick. Ready? 1, 2. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's in there for the finer points that the fine point can't finally find. So I'm going to start off with this to control the line width much easier. So I'm going to draw the eyes first. And what I was telling everybody in the sketch is that I sketched it out, I erased it, and I'm ready to go. I'm not going to draw all the details of the face. I'm going to draw the detail, but not the paint. I know that's kind of why you're here, but it needs to be done with color. There's no point doing it with the Sharpie. So here I'm going to start with the eyes. I'm going to draw the eyelids first, just to see if I've got them where I want them, and I do. So now I'm going to draw the roundness of the iris, like this, just to see if I got that where I want it to. Yep, I like it. I can live with it. And I'm going to draw just a little bit of a, like that, like a cat eye, because it's hard to draw details with this tiny Sharpie, especially where I am, like I'm drawing such a fine angle. So that's all I can really do. And so I'm going to come up here for the eyebrow like that. And draw the other eyebrow like this. And that's all I'm going to do for the face. Again, the color is going to take care of the rest of that, so I'm not worried about it. She has kind of a scowl in the picture, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep her nice and pretty. And so now for the nose, I'm just going to pretty much do something like this. Because, again, I can't go very far with the detail, okay? And I do have her head turned to a side like this, so I'm going to draw her mouth like this. Then draw her lips in here. All right, not too bad, not too bad. So now I'm going to draw her chin. I'm going to follow this straight down the middle. I'm going to draw her chin right here. And I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit because I'm starting to switch, or I'm going to switch over to the fine point Sharpie in a second, and it's really thick. So I'm getting ready to mirror what happens there. And also the nice thing is you can kind of hide any mistake you have by going a little thicker there, you know? We got our hairline coming out like this. And I think I'll do that with color, with this tiny Sharpie. Just leave some of the hair fine and detailed here. And like I said, this is why I like this Sharpie, because I can control the line width, the width of this ink line much better. Okay, something like that. She's got 2 blocks in front that are flowing out, so that's why I was just doing that. Actually, let's do a little bit longer too. Let's do something like this. Very dramatic, you know? All right. Okay, so the other one, let's see. The trick here is I've got her hand kind of over her head, so I think I have to do that first. So I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to do the hand. All right. So bear with me here the way I have it. It's going to be the back of the hand to the thumb like this. The thumb to the hand like that. And I know that looks kind of weird, but just again, bear with me where we're going with this. All right, there's one hand, one finger. There's the next finger. There's a ring finger. And I'm just going to do the pinky out like that. And so, all right, so it looks kind of weird, but like I said, just bear with me with what I'm doing here, because let's see if I can try to make this make sense to you. Okay, so this is kind of her hand the way it is. Kind of lean back. And this is the edge like that. So it's kind of hard to see the angle, but yeah. Anyway, so this will give us the edge to work with. Yeah, it'll work. Not the best, could have been better, but it'll give us start-stop points is basically what I'm trying to say. Okay, oops, just throwing my Sharpies around. Okay, so now that I have that, I can draw the other edges of her hair. And I'm gonna draw like this, just to draw those front locks. And I'm gonna do this one over here like this. Again, just real dramatic, you know, really out there and hanging down and saying, hey, look at me, I'm hair, I'm dramatic, I'm all in your face. Okay, and I'm gonna do all that with color, so I'm not too worried about these lines. I was just doing something like that just to have a little fun with it. Okay, so now that also means I can draw the edge of her jaw. Again, a little thick, but that's okay. It's okay with what we're doing here. So let's see. So that also means the back of her head is going to be hitting her hair like this. Again, very dramatic, very bouffant and cool. All right. So let's see. The last thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do a little bit of the rose that's hanging out of her hair like this. Okay, and we're just going to play around with the side view. So don't worry if this doesn't come out exactly like a rose. Don't worry if it doesn't come out smelling like a rose. We're doing a side view, so we can kind of get away with drawing just the side of it like that. Okay, perfect. I love it. How's yours looking? Mine's awesome. Okay, so I'm drawing the top of her hair there, and again, this hand gives us some start-stop points that we don't have to draw everything. We can kind of get away with a few things here. So I think now it's time to switch over to the big Sharpie. So I'm going to go back to my Sharpie fine point, and I'm going to draw the details in her body, I guess. So I'm going to draw her neck up like this, and draw the shirt, I guess is what that is, like that edge. I'm going to draw the bottom of her hair that's just kind of like all flipped over like that. And again, I'll just kind of play around with a few of these lines just to give us some guidance, you know, something like that. And again, color is going to take care of a lot of this, so I shouldn't have to go crazy, okay? All right. Okay, so now that we have that, we can draw a few little details that I don't want to forget about, like her poofy sleeve. And I just wanted to do that just to remember that it's there, because it's got this, you know, big poof to it. And this one's all bunged up against her arm, and so we'll get there to show you what I'm talking about because of the way her arm is raised up. So I know these are kind of floating right now, but just bear with me where we're going to go with this. So I'm going to have her collar coming down like this side that was over here. And I'll bring this down over here like that. And so now I'm going to draw her poofy sleeve poofed up in her arm like that, because like I said, remember, her arm's all bunched up right here because she's got it raised up. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and draw that arm. So I'm going to come over here. Let's see. I keep drawing different parts and saying, well, we're going to come back to it, I swear. Let me do this first. I'm going to draw her little bow right here in the center. And I'm doing it with this Sharpie just to accent or emphasize the tininess of it, you know, the delicateness, how delicate it is. Delicateness of it is what I'm trying to say. I wanted to say the delicacy of it, but it's not a delicacy, it's the delicateness of the flower. And what I was talking about before too is that I'm not drawing all the details of like her little frilly lace bra right here, but I am going to draw just some stuff. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and go ahead and draw it. Draw her breasts with the lace, or where it would be, like that, to again give us some start-stop points. That's what I'm really hoping for. Okay, So now that I got that done, here's the one thing I'm going to do as far as detail. Like this. And that's just because I want to emphasize the frilly part of that on that part of the design. Okay? There. Now I have start stop points, so we can draw her arm over like this, the bottom of it bent over like this into her elbow, the top of it over like this, now to her arm, or her wrist, like this, over to her wrist. So now, does that make sense? The way it was bent over and into her head? Ugh, I had to take that long route just to get you there. But we got there. We got there. Okay, and I'm gonna thicken up just these lines just to match where the Sharpie went. See how thick that is? I just kind of want to do something to make it flow better. Okay, so let's draw this hand over here like I had. I'm going to have this arm come like this. There's the forearm to the wrist. Same thing here. Okay, so I'm going to have the hand coming down like this. Thumb like this. Into that finger. See, this Sharpie is so big, it always stops me from making a nice thumb point, you know? All right, so I'm going to draw the first finger down like this. I'm going to draw another finger, the middle finger, down like this. The third finger is like that, but the pinky I have sticking out like that. Little dramatic, you know, a little flair. All right, I like it. How's yours coming out? Mine's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to draw this. Excuse me, I had to cough. I was trying to stifle it so it doesn't come straight through the microphone. So I'm going to draw her ribbon like this. Delicate ribbon, so that's why I'm going with the small Sharpie. The other one over here like this. And just kind of draw something like that. They've got hard edges on theirs. I don't know why theirs are like that, but I'll do it. I'll do something like that. Okay, there we go. So I want to use a smaller Sharpie just to emphasize how delicate it is. Ooh, fancy. Okay, I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. Ooh, look, that's thicker than that. Oh well, it happens. Nothing to cry about. And there's a rose over here, but we're not worried about that yet. Again, it's going to be a side view, so I'm not too worried. So I'm going to draw her little bustier, or whatever this is over here. I'm not good with clothing or names of clothing. And I'm going to draw the other side over here, and she's kind of leaned back, so that's why I got to bend here and more of a stretch over here, okay? Just remember stuff like that, you know, your body here, 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 here. All right. So now I'm going to play around with the material that I had here. So I'm going to try to do this by just flowing, and we'll see what happens. So I've got my sketch, so I know how I want it to look. I'm going to see if I can make this work. Do like a certain look to it, you know, to make it stand out, make it a little more frilly, a little more fun. And I'm just making this up as I go, so you know, we'll see what happens. Okay, all right, I like it so far. I like it so far. I'm not drawing all of them. I'm just trying to make it look a little more lacy and fun, you know? Okay. How's yours looking? Awesome. Okay, see what I'm doing there? I'm just kind of doing thick and then thinly coming back and adding those little frilly lines just to, you know, make it different. And stand out. And represent lace, or not lace, but a different material on the end there. You know, that it's lighter and different. Okay, and it's also overlapping each other, so that's why I'm trying to play around with where it goes, you know. Okay, and this one's going to come around, so I'm going to stop right there. But I'll go ahead and just draw this top part just to keep it going the way we had it. All right, I like it, I like it. Okay, so again here, there's a rose over here too. So again, we're just going to kind of play around with the side view of it. And look, this doesn't look anything like a rose, but we're going to make it work. Okay? So don't flip out. All right. So something like that. And again, we're going to color it like a rose, so it'll work. That'll work. Okay. Not bad. Remember, it's a side view of a rose. Okay, so I'm going to draw her more of her dress and have it in like this flowing fashion. And if you weren't here for the sketch, you didn't hear that part. But I decided to go with like a dramatic flowing fashion. So I hope you did too. Okay, so what do you think of this? Does this work for you? Is this a creative way of drawing like the bottom lace fun stuff? You know, to make it look different, to make it stand out. You know, we're trying different inking techniques too, so hopefully this is inspiring you to do different stuff, okay? So I'm going to draw her front of her legs, and then I can do the back of the dress back behind her, okay? So I'm going to draw her leg down like this. It's basically anatomy is all we're doing here. And the back of her leg to her ankle to where her shoe is. Something like this. All right. Okay, not the prettiest shoe in the world, but you know, it gets the point across. There we go. Yeah, that didn't work out either, but that's okay. All right, so let's draw this other one over here. Like that. I'm going to draw the strap going across. Because the angle, we're looking at pretty much the front of the shoe. Like that. And now we can draw her the back of the dress inside. Like this. Gonna match it to over here. And like that. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I'd say we take care of the rest with color so we make that look nice and pretty. So connect this real fast. So that is Rosa. So here is my colored version. You can do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.